Charles Barkley shocked the world when he admitted he was interested in working for LIV Golf. But the Chuckster has been shocking the world since the very beginning. Although he needs no introduction on and off the basketball court, allow us to introduce the golf fanatic Charles Barkley to the fans of Golf Plus. Everywhere Charles Barkley has gone, he's made sure he'll never be forgotten. Either for good or bad, he doesn't care. Remember what the man said in this iconic Nike Air commercial.
I am not a role model. I'm not paid to be a role model.
He meant every word of it. Sir Charles has been a magnetic force since his days at Auburn University because, as people have come to learn, he's just too real and hilarious to behave differently. Even Barkley's physical presence is shocking. Standing at 6'4" and weighing 250 pounds after shedding 50 pounds for his daughter's wedding, Barkley's a prominent figure in any room. Add that to his sharp sense of humor and an acerbic tongue that doesn't share the cautious language of political correctness, and you have one of the most compelling personalities the world has had to contend with. Barkley's a handful, just like his donuts. On several occasions, he's made it known, sometimes literally, that he doesn't care what anyone thinks about him.
Can't say flying fuck. I really don't give a FF what they think.
Barkley's explosiveness endeared him to the many who have been forced to love him, and his face and wit have earned him millions of dollars from some of the funniest commercials America has ever seen, like this one for FanDuel.
Well, it's still good, man. You don't want to end up looking like a knucklehead. That'd be terrible.
Or this one for Capital One.
I call tumbleweeds.
What else would they be called, Chuck?
Or this one for T-Mobile.
Dwayne, I'm not wearing your ring.
Or this madly funny bit for 2021's March Madness.
Now we just got to find the stadium.
You just say Indianapolis?
The Final Four.
Or we can keep going and forget about this video. Under his rebellious and comedic persona, though, is a big heart. If he's not donating $45,000 to provide clean water in East Africa, he's planning to sell his laurels to provide affordable housing in his hometown of Leeds, Alabama. Now, how could you not love a guy like that? You know who can't even think about hating Barkley? TNT. After he joined the Inside the NBA team in 2000, he soon became the biggest revelation in sports analysis. He brought a style that couldn't be taught and gave life to parts of the game that used to be boring. Basketball fans can't get enough of Chuck's quips and jabs at NBA players and teams because nobody else can say this about Harden's outfit.
Overcome the way they've been playing.
That's not the drip right there. That ain't drip. That's awful.
Or this about Zion Williamson. That was him talking about Zion Williamson's shape, Barkley style. And he would know a lot about being overweight. He wasn't called the round mound of rebound for nothing. What makes Barkley an even stronger act are self-deprecating jokes like that one on Zion Williamson, and Barkley's ability to take practical jokes like this one, when Kenny Smith poured champagne on him to celebrate their success at the Emmys.
Hey, you kidding? I swear to God. Champagne we won!
Charles is a funny man, and his appeal can't be put into words. This is him trying to read from a teleprompter to show that he could read well like Shaq.
Alien is Paneers. TNT, the alien.
And did he create another golden TV moment? Oh, and how can anyone talk about Barkley on TV without mentioning the Big Shaq? They've come a long way since that time Shaq tried to crack his head on the court.
More efficient necessarily to take that shot that fast.
Oh, and there's a swing by...
These days, it's more of Barkley cracking O'Neal's ribs with jokes too funny for the big man to handle. Talking about his friendship and Inside the NBA, Barkley's comments about Michael Jordan's Charlotte Hornets on the show cost him his friendship with the NBA legend. MJ cut ties with Barkley after his criticism of Jordan's handling of the franchise on Inside the NBA. He said Jordan was surrounded by yes men who can't tell him the truth. But why does Barkley always have to be the guy to do it? Barkley's honesty might be why the longtime golf lover might never get around on the course at Jordan's Grove 23 Golf Club. About Barkley's golf? It used to be worse. Even for pros, golf swings have never been perfect. It varies from person to person, like their DNA. But Barkley's swing was downright atrocious. You'll never see anything like it in your life. His golf stroke bore a close resemblance to a man having an actual stroke. What in the world is that leg shake? You kind of get the feeling that he's going to fall and collapse at some point.
That's terrible.
What's wrong, Chuck?
That's a terrible idea.
Thanks to Hank Haney and Stan Utley, you can now see less of that and more of this.
How about that?
Just for the
And this. Charles is truly an inspiration. As long as you're breathing, you can always get a comeback. Just look at good old Charles. Everyone enjoys a joke or two about Barkley's golf, and he doesn't seem to mind, because there are people who would pay a fortune to play with him. Whether it's televised or not, he plays his game anyway. His confidence has never failed him, even if his game has cost him some money. His game might be lame, but one thing's for sure.
Ain't no shame in my game. I get my eyebrows done.
At least spectators can now feel easy around him when he's hitting the ball without fearing for their lives. Except the guy standing in Barkley's way of getting his hands on the LIV money that has been all over the place recently. Golf, basketball, and Chuck's fans were all shocked when he said on the Pat McAfee show that he'd kill a relative to get the kind of money on offer by LIV Golf.
$150 million? Hey, for $150 million, I'll kill a relative, even one I like.
Of course, he didn't mean that. We hope. Like most of his jokes, there was an edge of truth about the statement. Barkley has been known to say the darndest funny things that turned out to be true. And this was one of them. How true could it be? How about dinner with the boss himself? Later on the Dan Patrick Show, he spoke on the situation. And there was no funny Chuck this time. Just the business guy. He knew he couldn't run away from the media after talking to Norman. And he let everyone know exactly where he stood. He said LIV would have to offer him something crazy to make him leave his job, his commercials, and his friends at TNT.
If they come at me with something crazy, I'm not leaving TNT. I love my job at TNT.
And when Dan Patrick pressed him for a price, he revealed he was earning about $20 million yearly. And something crazy would be in the region of $60 million. Why not soak that in for a minute? Chuck doesn't clown around for pennies. He's a big man, and LIV would have to pay a hefty price to complete his transition from basketball to golf. Barkley had let Dan know that he would play at the LIV Pro-Am at Trump National in Bedminster, New Jersey, and he told Dan that if he didn't get an offer by the time he left that course, LIV could forget about it. And they probably have, because Charles Barkley has declared his commitment to TNT until his contract runs out in 2024, when he plans to retire. You can't blame him for trying his luck with LIV just before he turns the lights out. Who doesn't want that happy retirement package? Golf fans might wonder if Barkley is what golf needs, but his commentary during the Match tournament in 2020, where he had everyone cracking up, was a glimpse of what could be if LIV had paid the money.
Any tips for me? I'm struggling.
Hey, brother, listen, I'm not that guy you need tips from.
Also, Chuck would have left a thriving network for an idea, because cable networks are wary of the noise around LIV Golf. Sports washing, insensitivity to the 9/11 attacks, and Saudi Arabia's human rights abuses are just some of the talking points that have been brought up, and nobody in American TV seems to want that smoke. Even if LIV has the money to set up its own dedicated channel, the entire outfit's direction is still very unclear. But Barkley's gambling habits are almost as popular as his ability to make a good laugh out of thin air. And he would have taken the bet. He could have enjoyed the likes of British broadcaster Arlo White and NBC's David Faraday, who have already been recruited by LIV Golf. It's about the money, he told Dan. Yeah, right. Barkley also let everyone know that blood money wasn't new to sports, and anyone doing any kind of professional sport has probably received some of it. Can this man speak without being so brutally honest? LIV Golf has been buying everyone, and a deal with Sir Charles would have been another element of the expensive experiment that's got everyone talking. Do you think Charles Barkley would be a good fit for golf? Be sure to check out Golf Plus for more fantastic golf videos. See you there!